Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you into today's contest as Hayes High will get their first game of a Centennial League doubleheader as they'll first face off against the 6-12 Manhattan Indians, who are coming off of a two-game win streak at the end of their meet on September 28th. They got a 2-1 win over Lawrence Free State and a shutout win over Blue Valley, both of those three-set matches. And Hayes High, on the other hand, will be looking to extend their win streak going back 5 games as they're entering today's game with a 12-5 record. Last 5 wins against Pratt, Ulysses, Garden City, Phillipsburg, and Chapman. Looking for a big win before they face off against Junction City later tonight and then get another meet here at Hayes High 2 days later against Abilene, Salina South, and Liberal. So it'll be Manhattan starting things off for us as the serve will be from number 21, Aniston Gaskill. As she'll send it over. Humphrey will hit it up as Beaker, the setter, will get it over. And a little bit of an error there as it's blocked by Madison Standard, and Hayes High is going to get the first points of the night. Wilson to Liebrow, Annie Humphrey to send it over. The spike is blocked, and a little bit of miscommunication as Zoe Winter and Annie Humphrey thought about it too much, and it hits the ground. So 1-1 contest to start as the next serve in the order will come from number 24 of the Indians. Now with it, Zoe Winter with the spike, it hits the net and just going in on the back corner, and Hayes High ties it back up. We'll set it up. Sophia Salmons has it blocked. Lindsay Canick using the height and helping her out there. Molly Martin up front. And Hayes High is going to get the lead back. Brooke Beaver getting the next serve and a dive attempt by Manhattan, and Hayes High jumps out by 2. How about that for the start? Hayes High getting their next serve. And able to capitalize off Manhattan's mistakes as they field it and then lose it right away. 5-2 lead for the Indians. Diving save by the libero, Jamie Hilgers. So get it back over. And a spike. And Molly Martin getting Hayes High out to a 4-point lead. Brooke Beaker will come back out and send it over. And it bounces off one of the goals up top, and Hayes High continuing to rally here. And we're going to get a timeout called by Manhattan. So it was back and forth for the first 4 serves. Then Hayes High gets the next 5 points of the contest, so we'll step away for a moment. Following the timeout called by Manhattan, the sophomore setter, Brooke Beaker, will get set to send it over once again. Hayes High scored the last 5 points of this set, and this one going wide to the right as it goes out on a serve error. So that'll bring out Janie Hilgers, the libero, to send it back over. He's played in 38 sets this year. As Martin gets the set And now this one going away, and it's saved by the Libero, but 3 hits and no one can touch it as it hits the net, and Hayes High will get the serve back. This time it'll be Molly Martin. The set starts with number 24 from Manhattan. Martin makes a diving save, but the head ref will say it hit the floor before she could save it. Number 17 for Manhattan, Dakota Garcia sends it over. Hayes High trying to make the block, but it hits the net as it goes down. 9-4 Hayes High in this 3-set match. We'll see our first substitution as we'll see Molly Buckles check out of the game and see the freshman Sylvia Johnson come in for the first time. Gaskill set it up for Woods as Hayes High trying to work it back over. A little further away for Winter than what we've seen for the last couple of kill attempts for Hayes High. As Johnson comes in, tries to make a diving attempt there, but it's going to go for Manhattan. A very competitive matchup so far after Manhattan called that timeout early on. Now Beeger thought about sending it over. And they're going to say that she touched the net, so that's another point for Manhattan. It's just something both teams are going to have to avoid today, making those mistakes, trying to hold that lead, especially for Hayes High. They got out to that five-point rally as Manhattan called the timeout. So you see Brooke Beeker set it up. Zoe Winter just taps it over. Just going back and forth. That one just 2 sets before Winter hits it back over. And as Humphrey makes the diving attempt, it goes past her, and Manhattan's got the Hayes High lead in this set down to 2. Isabel Peabody getting ready to send it back over. That one hitting off the front of the net, and Manhattan trying to get a run going as they cut into the Hayes High lead. And Hayes High will call a timeout. And we'll step away once again. Hayes High coming out of the timeout after Manhattan forced a little bit of a rally. And right as they come out of it, as Peabody gets the serve, it goes out, and Hayes High now into the double digits of the first set with a 10-8 lead. See another substitution as Lindsay Canick checks out, and Cassidy Smith, the junior defensive specialist, checks in for the first time tonight. This will be her 36th set she's played in this year, out of the 41 that Hayes High had entering this game. Another kill attempt as Molly Martin taps it over. So competitive attack from Manhattan as Hayes High able to counter it as they make some digs. And then it all ends as it goes out, and Hayes High's back up to a 3-point lead. Smith launches it over. And the set goes up. Spike from number 24 for Manhattan. Woods hits it over. Beaker will get the set once again as Zoe Winter tried going for the kill. Manhattan with a combo block. We're seeing it again, back and forth up here. Zoe Winter tried going for the kill, and now a block, but Manhattan able to save it from Hayes High's 12th point of the game, and that one will be in as it's inside the maroon lines. Again, it's 11-10 Hayes High in front. Humphrey will field it. Brooke Beeker sets it up for Lindenberger. And that time she thought about doing it again, but Beeker able to tap it over and give Hayes High the, or correction, it was actually saved by Manhattan. Everyone in this gym thought that it hit the ground, but Manhattan able to make a diving save as Hayes High still trying to get that point. And it looks like Hayes High crossed the line, and now it's tied up at 11. As Caitlin Woods goes back out to get ready to send it over. Go back out to Martin, just outside the front line. As Cassie Smith will save it. Humphrey able to make a dig. Now Lindenberger taps it back out. Smith. And this one will be a point for Hayes High. So as it goes out, they're back in front. Now Zoe Winter out to send it over. Evie Banks gets it. But Hayes High will get the ace serve after the foul. (13-11) lead in the set for Hayes High. As right away Molly Martin tried going for the kill. And Hayes High back up to a 3-point lead. We've seen some teams make some mistakes early on, as both teams try to capitalize off it, and an ace serve for Zoe Winter gets Hayes High back up to a 4-point lead. We'll see what Hayes High decides to do on their defense here as they try to get ready for a set. It's Beeker up to Martin. They'll try that same setup once again. So Manhattan just taps it over with one of the up front with Aniston Gaskill. And Beeker with the block. So Humphrey saves it. Beeker with the setup. Winter trying to go for the kill on the back line, but it's saved by Manhattan. Great set here for both teams. So Humphrey getting another save. The junior libero and second team all-WAC selection from a year ago, making some strides, but in the end Manhattan comes out with the point. So they were able to find a gap on that right side and able to bat it down. Manhattan will make their first substitution of the game as well, as we'll see the senior Sophia Salmons check in place of number 17, Dakota Garcia. Beeker up ahead. Martin able to get it past the libero, and Hayes High gets their 16th point, and they're just nine points away from winning the set. The student section here at Hayes High starting to get into it. What looks like a jersey game theme for tonight. As the ball rolls back to Annie Humphrey as she returns to the top of the serving order for Hayes High. Be fielded by Isabel Peabody. We'll just tap it over as it'll be a double tap by Brooke Beeker as she blocked it. It's 16-13 Hayes High in front. Ball hits off the net on the serve from Evie Banks. Go for the spike. It hits off of a combo block for Hayes High. Manhattan trying to fight back. As again, they're looking for their 7th win of the season. Currently on a 2-game win streak that they ended on after they played 4 matches on September 28th. And that serve was out, so Hayes High will get it back for Brooke Beaker, getting ready to send it over. And Hayes High making a substitution just a moment ago. Sophomore Brenna Fletcher checked in. Humphrey gets the save, but, she gets the dig, but there was no one there to field it. Again, Hayes High just 8 points away from winning the first set of 3. Here comes the serve from Janie Hilgers. The libero for Manhattan tonight. As it gets batted down, and Molly Buckles tried going for the spike, just didn't get enough power on it. Manhattan getting ready to set it up to the libero. Hit over by Isabel Peabody, and Zoe Winter tried making a diving save, but Manhattan's rallied back, and we're tied up at 17 in the set. And this one will go off Molly Martin and into the stands. So Manhattan will get their first lead of the set, 18-17. Brooke Beaker sets it up, and the kill attempt by Brenna Fletcher, and it goes off the net, and Hayes High's got it tied back up. We'll send Molly Martin out to send it over once again. 4th in the order for Hayes High. As Banks taps it over, it's deflected, and Hayes High is going to get their lead back. We've just seen both teams go back and forth, trying to get some huge wins for their resume as they go on later into the season. This one over the back line. It'll be Dakota Garcia with the serve for Manhattan. Now they get it over. Beaker sets it up, and Fletcher sends it over the back line. Manhattan back in front. Zoe Winter fields the serve. Now they'll go across to Molly Buckles. This one hits off the net, and Manhattan starting to get a little bit of a rally going. Garcia sends it over. Beaker with the setup. Winter just taps it up ahead. Diving save for Manhattan. As both teams go back and forth. Up front to the libero. Now Brenna Fletcher just hits it over. And the spike from Molly Buckles, and she gets the kill to cut the Manhattan lead down to 1. See another substitution as Annie Humphrey will check out and Katie Lindenberg goes into the game. The serve will come from the freshman setter, Sylvia Johnson, number 28. little bit of miscommunication there from Manhattan, and we're tied up as both teams just 4 points away from winning the first set of 3. See if Hayes can get the lead back, as this one's just a standstill serve. The spike coming, and it gets past Hayes High as getting it there was the senior Caitlin Woods. So Isabel Peabody jumped and served it over. Now Lindenberger off the hands of the combo block, and 22-22 is our score in the first set. It'll be Cassidy Smith next in line to serve it over. To get the set, Woods goes for the kill and is able to get it there before Molly Martin can. This has been competitive so far here, as both teams were just 10 points away from winning the set. Saw Hayes High jump out to that early lead, and then Manhattan able to come back after a timeout. As Woods just hits it over. Beaker with the setup for Winter. Can she end the rally as it goes to number 17 for Manhattan? And this one over the back. Manhattan is 1 point away from winning the set, and that's where Hayes High will call their timeout. Try to talk things over and avoid letting Manhattan get the 1-0 lead. We'll be back in a moment. Just 1 point away from Manhattan after Hayes High called the timeout. Caitlin Woods will send it over. Beaker with the setup. Lindenberger just taps it over, and they tried making the diving save, but Lindenberger getting another kill for Hayes High. We'll see if Hayes High can tie it up. It is desperate that they do it right here because you need 2 to win a set, or a two-point lead to win a set. Let's look at the setup from Gaskill. This one deflected out of bounds, and it's tied up at 24. We'll send the 5'11 junior Zoe Winter out as she jumps and sends it over. Woods up ahead. Hayes High saves it from going out, and it's batted over. Brooke Beaker tried saving it, but Manhattan gets the point. We'll trot out the senior setter, number 21, Aniston Gaskill. Brooke Beaker now spike from Molly Martin, and she gets another kill to tie it back up and extend the set for Hayes High. Through the end of the set, it's just been a competitive round. Like I said a little bit ago, Hayes High jumped out to an early lead early on. Manhattan fought back, and now we've just seen them go back and forth as they fight to jump out to a 1-0 lead. Annie Humphrey just stands in place and sends it over. Hayes High gets 2 up front and blocks it. Molly Martin tried going for the deflection, and it hits off Manhattan as it goes past the maroon lines, and it's 26-25 for Hayes High. And another Manhattan timeout as we're going to step away for a moment. It's Hayes High 26, Manhattan 25 in the first set of today's game. After the timeout, Hayes High just 1 point away from winning the first set of today's game. They'll go out to the Libero for Manhattan. And Manhattan able to extend it as they get past a combo block, and Annie Humphrey unable to save it. Manhattan will send out number 24, Evie Banks. We'll get the setup, and Brooke Beaker tapping it over right away. It's still just going back and forth as it's 27-26 in this first set. Hayes High will make a substitution as Cassidy Smith checks out of the game. Lindsay Canick back in as Brooke Beaker sends it over right to the Libero. It's over the back, and Hayes High wins the first set 28-26 after a violation on Manhattan. And we'll be back in a moment for the second set as Hayes High just needs to win the next one. We'll see if Hayes High can get their 6th win in a row and 13th on the year. Back here at Hayes High School as they win the first set, trying to get their 13th win on the year. It was a very competitive one as the Indians jumped out to an early lead after the first 9 serves. But after that, you saw Manhattan storm back after a timeout, and then just back and forth as both teams fought to 25. But Hayes High able to pull away off of a violation call on Manhattan. As we wait for the refs to get stuff situated out. Get you who's on the floor for Hayes High. It's Molly Buckles, Cassidy Smith, Zoe Winter in the back, and up front we'll see Brooke Beaker, Katie Lindenberger, and Molly Martin. We'll actually see Molly Buckles check out of the game as the Libero Annie Humphrey checks back in. First serve of this second set will come from Zoe Winter, the junior outside hitter. Jumps and knocks it over. Manhattan will get the set up ahead to Salmons as Lindenberger deflects it. Beaker up over to Martin, and it goes off of Janie Hilgers, and Hayes High's got the first point of the second set. See if Hayes High can recreate what they did at first, where they jumped out 7-2 lead. But now it goes off of the net from Zoe Winter's serve. And now once again, another one off the net, this time from Evie Banks for Manhattan. Back behind the line, just couldn't put enough power over it. This was something that we saw for both teams, just trying to find the gaps to get the kills, take advantage of mistakes. We'll see what Manhattan can do that here as Hayside gets another combo block as it goes off the top of the net. And this one almost went out but stays in, and Manhattan ties it back up. This next serve for Manhattan will come from the libero, Janie Hogers. This will be her 40th set of the year. Brooke Beeker bats it over, tried to go for Molly Martin, but she just has to stay on the ground and hit it back over. And Manhattan thought Hayside touched the net, but they'll try to go for the kill as Annie Humphrey hits it out. And it's going to be a point for Manhattan. Hilgers with the short serve going to Zoe Winter. Martin just tapping it over. Now Molly Buckles goes for the spike, but this one, we'll say Manhattan touched the net, and we're tied back up at 3. Hayside will make a substitution and see Cassidy Smith come out of the game. And in her place is the sophomore outside hitter, Brenna Fletcher. This one goes off of the foot of one of Manhattan's players, Caitlin Woods. Hayside back in front. As the 5'10 sophomore, Brooke Beeker sends it over, and now a kill attempt for Manhattan, and that's just what they get as it goes into a dig attempt by Annie Humphrey, but it goes away off to the left side. Manhattan's going to get another substitution. This time checking in is Dakota Garcia in place of Sophia Salmons. Humphrey fields the serve, and a spike attempt from Buckles. And this time a little too far away as Evie Banks going up for it once again, going off the net. And it's 5-4 for Hayes High. Manhattan up ahead, and a kill from up front by Caitlin Woods. A little different start than that first time around where Hayside jumped out to the lead. This time it's just back and forth. Manhattan at this point, after winning the first set, has to go for the 2-1 win today. Last had that score in a win on September 28th against Lawrence Free State. Hayside will deflect on a block attempt, but it stays in for Manhattan. (6-5) is the score in the second set. Molly Martin making a diving attempt to save it. As Annie Humphrey just sends it back over. The spike off of Molly Martin, and Manhattan's up 7-5. Next serve will come from the senior from Manhattan, Isabel Peabody, as there was a little bit of miscommunication for Hayes High. Zoe Winder was there, Brooke Beeker had to run over, and Hayes High is going to call another timeout as Manhattan jumps out to an 8-5 lead in the second set after they went back and forth at the beginning, and we'll be back in a moment. Off the timeout after Manhattan gets a rally going, they'll get the serve out again from Isabel Peabody. She does a short jump to send it over. Beeker up ahead, Winter, and it's deflected, and she gets the kill for Hayes High's point to end the rally. Katie Lindenberger back into the game in place of Annie Humphrey. Now checking into the game for Hayes High will be Sylvia Johnson. Going in for Molly Buckles. And Johnson will get the next serve. The 5'4" freshman just takes a few steps forward to send it over. Manhattan a little too far out. Hayes High is now down just 1 point. It's 7-8. This will be a little bit of collision there for Manhattan, but they're able to get things together. Martin up ahead to Beaker. Lindenberger for the spike, and a diving attempt is no good, and another kill for Hayes High to tie it back up at 8. Sylvia Johnson back out to serve. Second time we've seen her in a set today, making this her 24th on the year. Getting some good experience as a freshman, and they'll say that this one just barely stayed in. Manhattan avoids giving up the lead and instead will get it back out of the tie. As Caitlin Woods will go back out. This one getting it over the net. Brooke Beaker up to Lindenberger. It gets deflected by a double block up front. Madison Standard stepped in front of it. Manhattan's now into the double digits. This one goes right to the libero, Annie Humphrey. Zoe Winter tried going for the spike. Hitting it over was Banks. Up ahead, Lindenberger has it deflected, but it goes down in between a gap, and Hayes High gets their 9th point of this set. Another substitution, Cassidy Smith going in place of Brenda Fletcher. Manhattan will keep their same group out there. Manhattan just lets it go by, and Hayes High able to keep it in with Cassidy Smith. And we're tied back up at 10. Smith will just stand in place. This time it goes back to that same side, but this time goes past the line. We get a substitution for Manhattan. We'll see the outside hitters at the senior at the outside hitter position. So Sophia Salmon's back into the game. Brooke Beaker able to set it back up for Lindenberger. Martin making a diving attempt to save it. Manhattan gets their 12th point. Aniston Gasco will go out, getting ready to send it over. And just like it happened to Hayes High, she aims towards that right side. You just can't get it over, or can't keep it in. Now Zoe Winter, the 5'11" junior. Manhattan thought about going after it, but just lets it go over. Last 3 points for either team. Coming off of a serving error. Beaker sets it up once again. This time she'll send it over. Hayes High deflects it. Martin off of the block, got it back over. Beaker tips it, and Smith making a diving attempt, but is unable to get it. Manhattan back out to a 3-point lead. This will come from Evie Banks. There's Beaker up ahead to Martin. Zoe Winter with it now. Beaker. Martin. It sets on the net for a moment as it goes straight up. And that time, Isabel Peabody just trying to touch it over for Manhattan, but can't get enough power on it. Another substitution for Hayes High. Lindenberger coming out of the game, and so is Sylvia Johnson. Molly Buckles back into the game. Taken by Banks. They'll go for the spike. It's Humphrey able to save it. Smith gets it up, but no one around able to get it. Manhattan's just 10 points away from winning the set now. So this next serve will come from Janie Hilgers. And a violation called against Hayes High, and it's going to be another point for Manhattan as they're up 16-12 in the second set. Hilger's not able to put enough power on it as it goes right into the net. And Lindsay Cannett coming back into the game in place of Cassidy Smith. Brooke Beaker will hit it over. Martin deflects it. No one on the back line, and Hayes High starting to get a bit of a rally going. This time they're in Manhattan's shoes when you compare it to the first set where they had to fight back after Hayes High jumped out to a lead. Now Hayes High trying to keep their rally going, but it goes off of the post and Manhattan's up 17-14. They'll send out Dakota Garcia. 5'2" senior getting ready to send it over once again. It'll be Beaker up ahead for Canick. Just taps it over. Manhattan goes for the spike. Annie Humphrey again saving it, but no one around for Hayes High. The serve will go out to Martin. Buckles up ahead once again, just tapping it over. Hayes High not going for the spike, and it's going to be a double tap by Buckles. Manhattan's now up by 5. Up ahead with it. Beaker out to Buckles. Manhattan making another dig. And Martin tried getting it from Humphrey, but is unable to do so. And the Manhattan Indians getting a rally going as they're now the first team to get into the 20s of this set. And we're going to step away off of the Hayes High timeout. Off the timeout, Manhattan going on a 5-point rally as they're up 20-14 in the second set. And Beaker jumping up to try to send it over, accidentally touched the net. Manhattan just continuing to extend their lead. Just like I said earlier, they're in search of their 3rd straight win. They try to fight back on their schedule, and that's going to be a point for Manhattan. 22-14, they're in front. Once again, back. Dakota Garcia will go back. So send it over. Beaker up ahead to Canick, just taps it over the combo block. Now Buckles spikes. Can't hit it, can't find the gap. Humphrey up ahead to Martin. Just back and forth here as Hayes High trying to end the rally. Will be deflected. Humphrey making a diving save near that front line. Manhattan deflected the spike, but they're able to receive it back and deflect. And Hayes High with the block, 15-22 as they end Manhattan's rally and will send Molly Martin back to send it over. Annie Humphrey saves it. And a diving attempt from Zoe Winter, unable to get there. And now Manhattan just needs to find some space and get 2 points on Hayes High to win the set. It's 23-15. So Humphrey will receive it. Zoe Winter had 2 blocks in front of her, but just taps it over. Now Beaker will get it to her up again. This time she goes for the spike as the libero tried saving it, but no one was there to keep it alive for Manhattan. Katie Linderberger checks back into the game. Sylvia Johnson getting ready to send it over. Up to the libero. Now a spike coming from Manhattan's Banks. She gets the kill off of Sylvia Johnson. It'll be Caitlin Woods out, trying to get Manhattan the win on the set. So look to make it a 1-1 game. Molly Martin gets it. Beaker up to Lindenberger, gets deflected out, and it's a point for Hayes High, so they stay alive. Manhattan just setting up combo blocks, and then that time it just went out. Cassie Smith back into the game in place of Lindsay Canick. Smith gets it over. Up ahead, the spike from Banks, deflected by Hayes High, and that'll be the end of the second set with Manhattan winning it 25-17. And we'll see how this match concludes when we come back. Back here at Hayes High School following Manhattan winning the second set 25-17. As right there they have a serving error to give Hayes High the first point. At the start it was back and forth, but Manhattan was able to take advantage off of some rallies, including one where it was 15-14 and they get the next 6 points, and then never looked back as they win the set. And then right as Hayes High gets right at it with the serve, it's an error on them. So Evie Banks getting ready to hand it over. Both teams just trying to either hit it over or keep it in for the first 3 serves. So Hayes High's up 2-1. Go up ahead to Janie Hilgers. So go for the kill, but Annie Humphrey saves it. Tapped over by Kanik. And she'll deflect it. And Manhattan touching the net, and Hayes High 3-1 lead. We've seen that's the key for Hayes High. Just getting out to that early lead, trying to keep Manhattan out of the game, unlike that second set where it was just back and forth early on, and Manhattan able to find some gaps, make some force Hayes High to make some mistakes. But now Manhattan's going to get their next serve. Coming from the Liebrow, Janie Hilgers. And unable to get it over as it goes off the net once again. Serve will come from Molly Martin. Up to the Liebrow. Now the spike. Caitlin Woods. Zoe Winter running up ahead, has it deflected. Molly Martin behind Winter able to save it. So this one gets blocked. Humphrey making another diving save, but unable to do so. They'll now send out Parker Unruh into the game in place of Molly Martin. Getting the next serve is Dakota Garcia for Manhattan. The ref signaling for her to move over to her left. Or correction, it will be a substitution as Sophia Salmons goes into the game. Actually, a little bit of confusion. Garcia will stay in the game. So jump and give it up to Annie Humphrey. Kanik sends it over. Banks was falling away as she got the ball, and a combo block for Hayes High to get their 5th point of the set. And now another substitution is Humphrey back out of the game, Lindenberger back in, and Johnson coming out in place of Molly Buckles. Johnson just stands in place and gets it over. Caitlin Woods unable to keep it in, and Hayes High doing what they need to do, getting out to the early lead in the set. Johnson sends it over once again into the middle. Woods able to get it past the blockers. Winter uses both hands and gets it over. And Kaylee Lindenberger for the block, and Hayes High gets their 7th point of the set. Does not look like Manhattan will call timeout as they'll signal to the referee in between the benches. And we're going to step away for a moment as Hayes High rallying and gets the 7-3 lead in the 3rd and final set. Back here at Hayes High School, Sylvia Johnson, the freshman, getting ready to send it over. As Hayes High going on the rally. Saved by the Liebrow for Manhattan. As Beaker sends it over to Johnson. Winter going for the kill. Almost a collision by Manhattan. As Lindbergh goes for the spike off of Hilgers. And they try to make a save attempt near the bleachers, and they're able to do so. And now Cannett taps it over as Winter spikes it in. And Manhattan unable to keep it as that was the fourth tap. They were trying to get it over, just an awkward angle to do so. And Hayes High's up 8-3. Sylvia Johnson getting it over. They should make a diving save. Brooke Beaker trying to get it over, and it goes over the back line, and that'll be the end of the rally for Hayes High as Annie Humphrey going into the game in place of Sylvia Johnson. Senior Isabel Peabody gets it over. Beaker up ahead to Lindenberger. And Zoe Winter, as it went over the net, she's right there to tap it over. And Hayes High back up 9-4 as they'll get another substitution. Cassidy Smith going in once again for Lindsay Canick. Smith will take a couple steps up, gets it over. Now Manhattan going for the spike, blocked by Brooke Beaker. And now miscommunication as it was Unruh and Beaker right there, and it landed right in between them. Manhattan getting ready to serve it over once again. 9-5 lead for Hayes High. They jumped out to the early lead in the set just like they did in the first one, and they're hoping to repeat the result of that set where they ended up getting the win, as this one is the decider. Caitlin Woods with the jump serve. Beaker goes behind her, up to Winter. Gaskill sets it up for Manhattan. Humphrey with the diving save, able to get it over and find a gap and give Hayes High into double digits with a 10-5 lead. And that's getting the student section into it, which has been kind of a key for Hayes High. They've been getting the crowd into it during timeouts. And now Zoe Winter going back behind the line to send it over. Manhattan gets the setup. Banks will spike it, and this one out. And Hayes High is up 11-5 now. Just continuing to capitalize off of the mistakes. This one barely getting over the net. Spike for Manhattan is Smith making the dig. She'll get it back and send it over. Manhattan on their third touch just has to get it over. Hayes High gets the deflection as Smith tried making the diving save but was unable to do so. And Manhattan will go back to serving it once again. Aniston Gaskill, the 5'6" senior setter, getting ready to go back out and send it over. And a spike from Martin out to the Liebrow. Hayes High is going to get the serve right back. They're stopping Manhattan's momentum and rallies before they even get started. And that's what's putting them on track to get their 6th straight victory. Manhattan gets the set and deflection. Molly Buckles getting Hayes High up to 13-6. She's been a key in that position this year. Team leader in that category, entering today with 22 blocks on the year. Humphrey hits it over, and it goes at the Liebrow. Janie Hilgers has to run up, and there's no one there. Hayes High just continuing to grow their lead so Manhattan doesn't try to rally like the first set. They'll go up ahead to Gaskill. Standard sends it over. Humphrey making a dig save. And reflection from Manhattan, and another point for Hayes High. The crowd starting to get into it, and another timeout called by Manhattan as Hayes High leads in the final set 15-6, and we'll step away once again. Following the Manhattan timeout, Hayes High in front 15-6, trying to secure the win and their 13th win on the year and extend their winning streak. As they'll get another block, but this one goes out, and Manhattan's going to get their 7th point of the contest. So we take a look at Hayes High's schedule. Their last loss coming on September 17th, and currently on the 5-game win streak. They have with Pratt, Ulysses, Garden City, Phillipsburg, and Chapman. They're looking to go 2-0 today. As they're unable to save it, Manhattan's going to try to start a rally. This one will go out of bounds, and Hayes High read the ball very well as it goes past the back line. And they're just 9 points away from getting the win. Brooke Beaker, the sophomore, will go out to send it over. The spike comes from Madison Standard as Annie Humphrey ran up but was unable to get there in time. Now after the timeout, we'll see if both teams start to go back and forth again. Janie Hilgers, the Liebrow, off of Molly Martin, and this one going off to the right. 16-10, Hayes High in front in the third and final set. Serve goes from Liebrow to Liebrow. As the spike will come from Brenna Fletcher, but too far past the back line. And Manhattan trying to fight back after being down just a second ago. It's another serve that will go right to Annie Humphrey, and it's another ace as it goes off of her. Janie Hilgers getting her eighth ace serve of the year. She'll get set to serve it once again. They've cut the Hayes High lead down to 4 as Humphrey had to make a diving save. Fletcher just taps it over. And Hayes High is going to get the point and end the Manhattan rally. Molly Martin will go out. The senior defensive specialist, standing at 5'8", will take a few steps up and just send it over. Hayes High with the combo block. Manhattan able to save it as they tap it over. Brooke Beaker making a diving save with Zoe Winter, but the ref's going to say that she touched it twice on the deflection. We'll get another substitution for Manhattan and also for Hayes High as Parker Unruh going in place of Molly Martin. And for Manhattan, it's Dakota Garcia going in place of number 12, Sophia Salmons. Garcia goes right to Humphrey. And Winter has to run up and save it from hitting the ground as Manhattan will go back to the spike, and they get the kill past Annie Humphrey. We'll Basically seeing a repeat of that first set. Hayes High got out to a lead off of a big rally, and now Manhattan's starting to fight back as we reach past that 15-point mark. And there's going to be a timeout called, and we're going to step away once again. Following the timeout, Manhattan will send Dakota Garcia back out to send it over. Goes right to Parker Unruh. Hayes High will try save it out after going off the net, but it goes out near the Manhattan bench. This one just barely getting over the net, and Hayes High had to make a diving attempt to try and save it. And Manhattan has rallied back as it's now a 17-16 game. Going up ahead, it'll go back to Unruh. Eager saves it from going out. And Hayes High tried going for the kill, and it goes off the net again. Molly Martin checking back into the game for Hayes High. Garcia jumps, and he'll go over the back line, and Hayes High breaking the tie and getting back out in front, 18-17. Trying to pull away with the win. Freshman Sylvia Johnson sends it over towards that left side for Manhattan. It's the Libero able to save it off of the double block. And it's a double tap by Katie Lindenberger. Zoe Winter deflected it, and it hit off the net, and Lindenberger touched it twice. You're seeing both teams go back and forth near the end of this game. Ball goes right to Martin. Beaker sets it up for Winter. Out to Hilger. She saves it from getting past her. And Martin falls to the ground as Manhattan goes up 19-18. Martin in that same spot gets the serve. Katie Lindenberger able to keep it in, and Isabel Peabody thought about hitting it, but instead lets it get past her. It's tied back up at 19. Brenna Fletcher comes out of the game for Hayes High. Cassidy Smith will send it over. Look at the set. Look at the spike, and it's a kill for the Manhattan Indians. This shows how desperate Manhattan is for the wins. Had a rough start to this season, but today a win right here would give them their third in a row, as they entered today with a 6-12 record. Cassidy Smith sends it over. A diving save from Martin, but Cassidy Smith unable to get to it. And now Manhattan just 4 points away from victory. And Hayes High going to call a timeout. And we'll step away and see how this match concludes when we come back. Off of the Hayes High timeout, Caitlin Woods will go back to send it over for Manhattan, who has rallied all the way back and leads 21-19. Annie Humphrey with the save, this one going out. Manhattan able to score again, capitalizing off of a mistake. Tough play for Humphrey to make, and the ball was coming in very fast. Woods will bounce the ball 3 times. Hits it over, just barely getting it over the net. Beaker sets it up for Martin. And now Winter, as Smith tried going for the save, and Manhattan keeps that rally alive and just needs 2 points to win it as they lead 23-19. Woods jumps, she'll send it over to Humphrey. Beaker up ahead to Lindenberger, trying to hit it in between that gap on the front and back line. And Manhattan getting another kill. And now just 1 point away from victory to get their 7th on the year and extend their winning streak to 3. Played 4 games back on September 28th, losing to Washburn Rural and St. James Academy, and then coming back and winning against Lawrence Free State and Blue Valley. As Woods sends it over, Beaker to Winter. It's deflected by Manhattan. Martin with the save. Both teams going back and forth. The Hayes High trying to keep their winning streak alive. This one gets deflected off the net. And Martin hits it back up. And Beaker sends it over. This one over the line, and Hayes High is going to get the point. Manhattan thought it was in. One of their players slid, thinking that they won in celebration. But Hayes High still needing 4 points to keep it alive. As Martin hits it back over and trying to get the rally going. 24-21 is the score. Zoe Winter just takes a few steps up and jumps. As Manhattan makes the dig. The spike comes and Cassie Smith dives for it and is unable to get to it, as that will be the end of the match. Manhattan able to extend their winning streak to 3 and get their 7th win on the year. And Hayes High will fall to 12-6 as they'll get another chance here today against another Centennial League opponent for Manhattan, Junction City. It'll be a matchup against Junction City, and we'll have that when we come back. So the next matchup will be Junction City and Manhattan, and we will keep it right here and give video coverage of that game. There won't be any commentary, but after that one, Hayes High will face off against Junction City, trying to end the day on a 1-1 record. And I'm Hank Corsair. This next game, like I said, is Junction City and Manhattan, and I'll be back for Junction City and Hayes High in a little bit. Hello, everyone. It's Hank Corsair again. We want to thank you all for staying tuned in to tonight's stream as Hayes High and Junction City are getting set to face off. Both fell to Manhattan, and both will be looking to go 1-1 on the day as Hayes High will look to get their 13th win on the year, and Junction City will look to get back at 500 and get their 8th win on the year. It's the Blue Jays and the Indians up next on Tribe Broadcasting. Hello, everyone, and welcome into the second half of Hayes High's doubleheader against the Centennial League. After they fell to Manhattan 2-1, they'll be looking to rebound against Junction City as the Blue Jays get set for the first serve of this first set. They played Manhattan just a little bit ago and fell in a sweep of a best 2 out of 3 set match. Now getting set to get things started, Izzy Jimenez is on the floor. Hayes High will have Annie Humphrey, Molly Martin, Katie Lindenberger, Brooke Beeker, Parker Unruh, and Cassidy Smith. Jimenez will run up and send it over, as this one will bounce off the net, so server error gets Hayes High their first points of this first set, as Annie Humphrey will give Hayes High's first serve. Just stands in place and sends it over. Ball was going out of bounds. Sophia Tomlinson gets it over, but Hayes High blocks it. And off of the antenna, and Hayes High's got their second point. So probably the best start Hayes High could ask for, trying to get out to an early lead and just trying to control the tempo of the entire game, prevent rallies for their opponent. And just like that, Brooke Beeker getting the deflection. Hayes High jumping out to a 3-0 lead. The server error at the beginning, and then after that they get a block from Brooke Beeker. As Osheroff tries to tap it over, is unable to find a gap. Molly Martin going for the spike, and Brianna Jackson able to save it. And she's able to save a block once again, but almost went out of bounds. Now Brooke Beeker hits it over. Jackson over the back line, and Hayes High out to a 4-0 lead. Humphrey stands in place and sends it over. Blue Jays will go back behind. This one was not touched. Hayes High will stay out to the 5-0 lead. 3 errors out of the Blue Jays so far. One being from a serve, the other being from a kill attempt. And Hayes High with the block. Molly Martin, the Blue Jays able to save it one time and can't get the second one. And we're going to go to a timeout as Hayes High is up to a 6-0 lead on Junction City. Following the Junction City timeout, Annie Humphrey will go back behind the line once again to send it over for Hayes High. Has jumped out to a 6-0 lead against Junction City. Brandon Jackson hits it over, going right to Humphrey. And the spike coming from Buckles, but it's saved. It's tapped over, and Unruh went after it, but was unable to get it. Now the Blue Jays will send Ariana Jackson back behind the line to send it over. Molly Martin tried getting it over. It was blocked on a combo defense. Touched 3 times as Amira Osheroff hits it over. Buckles again going for the spike, but great digs from the Blue Jays. Humphrey sets it up for Martin. It's saved by Rylan Huddard. Hayes High getting another point. Brooke Beeker stepping up once again. Extend the Hayes High lead to 7-1. Second time she's blocked one in this set. The first one gave Hayes High their 3rd point of the contest. Right to Rylan Huddard. She gets it back after a set. And this one will go out, and Hayes High just continuing to take advantage of the Blue Jays' mistakes as they're trying to keep it in, and great reads from Hayes High. This will be a spike by Osheroff. And Hayes High deflected it, and Cassidy Smith went after the save but couldn't get there in time. So both of the Blue Jays points coming off of kills. Beaker sets it up for Canick, and it's saved by Ariana Jackson. Hayes-High goes for the block. Humphrey able to get there. And Smith a little too far out wide. Hitting it over that time, Ariana Jackson. Brooke Beaker sets it up, and Molly Martin getting the spike and getting Hayes-High back up by 6. As Martin sends it over, it'll go right back to Hayes-High as Martin hit it with her foot to get it over. Now we'll see a substitution for the Blue Jays as they'll bring in number 5, Caleb Bennett. The senior setter and defensive specialist will be the one to send it over. Canick sets it up. Winter going for the spike over near Jackson. She's able to save it, and then she'll get it hit over. Speaker gives it up to Winter. Blue Jays go for the spike and a diving attempt by Molly Martin, but it's unable to get there. Then it stands in place and hits it over the net. It's going to be a violation called against Hayes-High, and that'll be the 3rd straight point for the Blue Jays. Again, Caleb Bennett playing in her 30th set of the year, sends it over. And Zoe Winter gets the spike, and Ariana Jackson tried making a diving save but was unable to do so. See Hayes-High make their first substitution of the game as Sylvia Johnson, the freshman, comes in place of Molly Buckles. Hayes-High now into the double digits after that last kill. Blue Jays will set it up. Nabis hits it over and Beaker saves it. Winter off of a double block. Lindenberger going for the spike and the kill, and it was saved by the Blue Jays, Caleb Bennett. Now Beaker will set up once again for Lindsay Canick, and this one going to the opposite court after being saved by Ariana Jackson. I'll put Sylvia Johnson behind the line to send it over. She'll take a couple steps up and send it over. And Hayes-High able to get 2 in front is Zoe Winter and Lindsay Canick there for the block. So Hayes-High scoring the last 3 points in the set. As Johnson gets it over once again. Blue Jays get the setup. Ariana Jackson hitting it over. Now Beaker will run back. Martin going for the spike. It gets tipped up by the front blocker, Jada Seeley. Hayes-High going on a rally. This will be taken by Morgan Nabis. Lindsay Canick go over to Beaker. Now Lindenberg going for the spike, but hits it off the net. It's 13-7 Hayes-High in front in the first set, and we'll see another substitution for the Blue Jays as Ariana Jackson checks out for the first time, and the junior Sophia Tomlinson back into the game. And this one a little bit too far, and Hayes-High doubling up their points on Junction City as they lead 14-7. Parker Unruh coming back into the game in place of Lindsay Canick. After Hayes-High got the point off of the serving error to go up 14-7, Unruh will send it over. Hayes-High will go for the block, but they'll say that they touched the net. Hoddard was the one that hit it over. Lindsay Canick sets it up for Brooke Beaker sets it up for Katie Lindenberger, and it goes off the net once again. Hoddard gives it up to Humphrey for the serve. Blue Jays able to keep it alive after it was low to the ground. And Winter going for the spike, and once again, Hayes High hitting it off the net. At this point, they just got to try and stay calm and get out of the set. They had that big lead, and now Junction City's gotten the last 2 points off of attacking errors. Lindenberger gets it over off of the set from Brooke Beaker. She'll get another setup for this time for Zoe Winter on a diving save for the Blue Jays. Now can Hayes get it in this time, and they do. Katie Lindenberger off of Brooke Beaker gives them back, ends the rally for Junction City and extends the Hayes lead to 15-10. Zoe Winter going back behind the line, jumps up and serves it. And it's going to be a kill there for Junction City as Annie Humphrey made the diving attempt to get it, but it goes back behind her. 15-11 is the score in the set. Hayes High's been doing a good job so far of controlling the set as well, leading as much as 7 multiple times, such as with scores of 8-1 and 13-6, and then immediately after that 14-7. So far, Junction City's been able to fight back off of some attacking errors from Hayes High. Molly Martin jumps up to try to block it, and Cassie Smith going for the diving save. And another point for the Blue Jays. This time they'll send Izzy Jimenez back behind the line once again as Humphrey runs up in front of Unruh to save it. Lindenberger at the spike. This one deflected all the way back to Hayes' side as Martin goes for one. And a penalty against Junction City's number 6, Sophia Tomlinson, and Hayes High ends another Junction City run. Annie Humphrey just able to get over the net, and that's going to be an ace serve. The Blue Jays made the diving attempt, and it was just the ball came straight down after it hit the net, and it was just a tough situation for them to be in. With the first ace serve of the contest, as she'll send it over once again. So we're able to get over the double block. Molly Martin spikes it, and it goes out and hits off of where the head referee is standing. And Hayes High's back up by 6 with the score reading 18-12. That last ace serve was Humphrey's 19th of the year as Martin gets the deflection along with Buckles. Unruh will now set it up to Martin as Hoddard makes the diving save. Some good and a block there by Junction City, but the point's going to go to the Blue Jays. Sophomore Ariana Jackson going back behind the line. She led the team in kills and blocks entering this game. And a good play there by Molly Martin, just tapping it away from the blockers. And we'll now see Brenna Fletcher check back into the game for Hayes High as they lead 19-13 in this first set, and then it goes off of the netting. Molly Martin receives receives the serve. They'll get a spike from Brenna Fletcher, and Hayes High getting back to where they started. We get another substitution for Hayes High. Zoe Witter coming back into the game in place of Cassidy Smith. The Indians just need 5 points to win the set. Martin hits it over right towards Ariana Jackson as she saves it. And Amber Whitaker gets her spike attempt blocked, and Hayes High now up 21-14. Martin just standing in place as she serves it over. She'll then run up as the Blue Jays hit it over. And a spike and a kill by Zoe Winter to get Hayes High to an eight-point lead. That's officially their biggest lead of the set. Winter will throw it back to Martin to get ready to send it over once again. Over to Brianna Jackson. Humphrey receives it. And Beaker sets it up for Buckles, and another kill for Hayes High to go up 23-14 and extend their mark on the biggest lead of the night. Martin just sending the ball to that same spot every single time as Whitaker trying to go for the spike. It gets blocked, but it goes out of bounds, and it will be the point for Junction City. This time Caleb Bennett, the senior setter and defensive specialist, hits it over to Humphrey. And Buckles running up, getting the spike into that gap, and Hayes High 1 point away from winning it. Buckles getting the second straight point for Hayes High, made the lead 23-14 and now makes it 24-15 to extend that mark of Hayes High's biggest lead, which is 9. Sylvia Johnson will get the serve this time. This will get the set. Lindenberg went up for the block. Johnson over up to Fletcher, and this one going off of the net, and it's going to be a point for the Blue Jays. Junction City will make a substitution and seed number 6, Sophia Tomlinson, check into the game. And Brianna Jackson, the outside hitter, just able to get it over, and Brooke Beaker right there to save it for Hayes High as Lindenberger hits it over up to the Librow. And Beaker gives it up to Humphrey. Hayes High just has to send it over. No chance of a spike. And Tomlinson hits it over to Humphrey, and this one goes into the crowd. And Junction City trying to fight back and win their first set of the day. They lost 2-0 to Manhattan in that second game of the day. Jackson hits it over right to Humphrey. Beaker sets it up for Martin, and she hits it off the net. So 3 straight points for Junction City. We'll go up to Brooke Beaker. Katie Lindenberger with the spike right to the Librow, and it gets past, and Hayes High wins the set 25-18. And we'll have set number 2 when we come back, as Hayes High allowed the last 3 points for Junction City, but then win it on the last one. We'll be back in a moment. We welcome you back to Hayes High School as we get set to start the second set. Hayes High winning the first one 25-18. They jumped out to a 6-0 lead, but Junction City would try and fight back, scoring 6 of the next 9 points for either team. And Hayes High and Junction City went on rallies of their own. It would be finished off with Katie Lindenberg getting the kill to give Hayes High the 25-18 lead in this 25-18 win in the set. They'll get set to send it over once again for the first time in this game, as Junction City was the first one to serve in that first set. Zoe Winter getting ready to send it over to Jackson. She's been active tonight, but there's no one there, as there was a little bit of confusion, and Hayes High going to get the ace serve to start off this round. Winter's 24th ace serve of the year. As they'll go for the spike, and Hayes High getting the block and jumping out to another early lead. Winter runs up and just unable to get it over the net. It hits the top, and it looked like it had a chance to roll over. But Junction City finally on the board. And Junction City lost that last one against Manhattan 2-0. After they, just like Manhattan entered today, they were on a 2-game win streak with wins over Ottawa and Topeka in a best 2 out of 3 set where they won both of those 2-0. And Hayes High getting another point. As we take a look real quickly at Junction City's last 5 games, they came off of a 3-game losing streak in those 5 games against Gardner Edgerton, DeSoto, and Blue Valley Southwest. So all the last 6 games for Junction City have been shutouts, with them either winning or losing. So Buckles will hit this one over for Hayes High. And they'll say that the Blue Jays hit the net, so Hayes High jumping out 4-1, a 4-1 lead. And jumping out to an early lead, just like the last set where they had the 6-0 lead, and then Junction City started to storm back. Beaker sets it up for Martin, playing a little bit back. Just getting it over was Amira Ashraf. And the Blue Jays will get the point off of the block. And we'll also see the Blue Jays make a substitution as Ariana Jackson comes back in and places Sophia Tomlinson. Jackson gets it over. Beaker up to Buckles, trying to get it past the defenders on the back line. And Hayes High with another block, but this one unable to stay in. And Junction City cutting the Hayes High lead down to 1. And just like that, the Blue Jays getting the ace serve. 4-4 is the game. Or 4-4 is the scorer. It's Ariana Jackson, 13th ace serve on the year, and Winter will field this one. And she'll go for the spike, going right to the Liebrow, Rylan Hodard. Beaker gives it up to Martin. She's able to find the gap and drop it right in for the kill. 5-4 Hayes High. We'll also see a substitution for Hayes High as Brenna Fletcher goes into the game in place of Parker Unruh. We'll go for the spike for Junction City. Humphrey over to Martin. Blue Jays able to save it. Beaker tried getting it past, and the Blue Jays have to rush after it. And Jackson able to get it back over. Hayes High extends their lead to 6-4. And we're going to step away for a moment. We're having some technical issues with our computer, but we'll be back in a moment. We're back. We apologize for the technical difficulties with the stream for the computer, but we're back as it's tied 8-8 in the set. Zoe Winter goes for the spike, and it goes off the net. In that time that we were away, the Blue Jays have put up the last 4 points of the contest, including the last two off of attacking errors from Hayes High. As Winter receives the serve and is able to get past the Libero on the back line, and Hayes High able to get the kill. And we'll see Katie Lindenberg go back into the game in place of Annie Humphrey. Now Sylvia Johnson getting ready for the serve. Zoe Winter saves it, but no one there to help her out. Now we'll see Brianna Jackson go back behind the line for Junction City to send it over. Beaker up ahead. Lindenberg gets the spike and is able to get the kill. Another back-to-back kills for Hayes High, ties it back up at 10. Unruh sends it over for Hayes High. Now they'll go for the spike from Salai. And Junction City back to an 11-10 lead. And now Lindenberger was able to get the spike and is able to get it past. So back and forth we go. It was 9-9 just a little bit ago. And then we've just seen a pattern of each team scoring. Winter going back behind the line for the serve. They'll set it up, and they'll go back behind the line. And Hayes High gets the lead back out off of an attacking error from Amira Ashraf, the senior Centennial League selection from a year ago. Winter able to drop it in the middle, almost was able to get an ace serve, but Hayes High gets the block, and Ashraf able to recover it. Blue Jays keep it alive after Hayes High blocked it back onto their side. And this time they drop it over, and just able to get it over is Molly Martin to extend the Hayes High lead to 13-11. Winter this time aims toward her right on the serve, sending it over Sophia Tomlinson as Humphrey saves it. Lindenberger trying to drop it into that gap, but they make a diving save. And now on the other end, the Blue Jays able to find the gap and cut the lead down to 13-12. Izzy Jimenez going back behind the line for Junction City. Maybe a serve up for Brooke Beaker. Up ahead to Molly Martin, and she gets the kill, and Hayes High back up by two. Hayes High just finding the gaps and just hitting them right into the right places as Brooke Beaker gets another assist on the night. This one will go up for Navis. As there'll be a blocked spike, but point will go to Junction City as it went back behind their line. Ariana Jackson will send it over, trying to get Junction City the lead back. Last had it when they were up 11-10 as both sides go back and forth at the net. Humphrey running over to save it. Beaker up to Martin, dropping it in right in that same zone, and she gets another one to give Hayes High back up to a 2-point lead once again. Brooke Beeker going back behind the line. And this one way over the line. It's back to a 1-point game. Hayes High just 10 points plus a 2-point lead away from winning the game. Lindsay Kennett goes for the spike, and it goes back over the line once again. So another attacking error for Hayes High gets Junction City their second straight point. Humphrey gives it up ahead to Beeker, and then a spike from Molly Buckles off of Amira Ashraf, and Hayes High's back in front. Hayes High sends it over. Jimenez gives it up to Brianna Jackson, and she gets the kill and ties it back up. Hayes High will make a substitution and see Cassidy Smith check back into the game. Kayla Bennett going back behind the line for Junction City. Both teams try to pull away. They've gone back and forth for the last few serves, and now the Blue Jays are going to jump back in front in the lead as Hayes High couldn't handle the ball. And we're going to step away as Hayes High will call a timeout after losing the lead. It's Junction City 17 in the second set, leading Hayes High by a score of 17-16. Following the timeout, Junction City will send it back over. Humphrey will field it. Kanik had a delay, and it pays off as she's able to get it over and tie it back up at 17. These two have just been trading off points for the last few minutes. Hayes High was up on Junction City 8-5, and then they come back and get their first lead of the contest. And then since then, it's just gone back and forth, back and forth. Hayes High sets it up. Beeker. Smith just has to hit it over. The Blue Jays will set it up for Jackson. She goes for the spike. Hayes High trying to make a diving attempt to save it, but is unable to do it. Brianna Jackson gets another kill for the Blue Jays. Smith will get it for Hayes High. Beeker up ahead to Winter, dropping it into that same zone, but this time the Blue Jays able to save it on a big diving save. Still fade away. Able to get it off on the third hit. And it's going to be a deflection. Kanik almost got it past the Blue Jays. Smith up ahead. Now Winter just taps it over. The Blue Jays going for another spike. Two teams are going back and forth. One trying to pull away. Hayes High trying to keep it within that 1-point spread or tied, and they do it off of the kill. See another substitution for Hayes High as Parker Enra back into the game in place of Lindsay Kanik. 18-18 is our score. Seen multiple lead changes in the last few minutes. Hayes High with another serving error puts Junction City back in front. 19-18 is the score in this second set for Junction City, leading it. So Humphrey will get the ball. And Winter going for the spike as it's deflected. Blue Jays able to make the diving save, but they can't get it back in front, and Hayes High able to take advantage off of the air with no one in that area. Another substitution for Hayes High as now Zoe Winter will send it over. No one on that side for Junction City, and Kayla Bennett almost making a diving save, but Hayes High ends that streak of teams just going back, of the two teams going back and forth. As we get back-to-back points for the first time since Junction City scored their 14th and 15th point off of serving and attacking errors, and we're going to step away once again. Back here at Hayes High School, Hayes High just 5 points away from victory against Junction City. Zoe Winter will jump up, run up, jump up, and was unable to get it over. It's the second straight point for Junction City off of a serving error, and we're tied up once again. Real quickly, while the Blue Jays make a substitution, just want to give a quick shout out to the Hayes High student section showing up and showing out tonight. Been very energetic, especially during that last time out. They were able to get some of the fans and parents involved with a wave. And Molly Martin gets the 21st point of the game for Hayes High. And remember, Hayes High has to score 25 and win the set by 2 in order to secure their 13th victory of the season. Humphrey sends it over right to Jackson. They'll send it directly to Hayes High as Beaker sets it up for Martin. She's going for the spike, and it goes off of Jackson, and she hits it away, and Hayes High gets back-to-back points for the second time in the last few minutes. Humphrey hits it, barely getting it over the net, and it's a little too low for the Blue Jays to handle. And an ace serve for the junior. Hayes High again, 2 points away from victory. Humphrey sends it over. And Hayes High gets the spike off of Molly Buckles to set up a possible game winner. Here comes the serve from Annie Humphrey. Able to drop it into the live brow. Now the Blue Jays going for the spike, gets deflected, but Winter recovers. Beaker up to Martin, going for the kill, and she gets it, and the Lady Indians get the win. Hayes High secures their 13th victory of the season off of a spike, and they move on to 13-5, and Junction City falls to 7-9 after going 0-2 on the day. And once again, we want to thank you all for tuning into tonight's stream as Hayes High will move to 13-6 on the year. And Junction City falls to 7-9. Hayes High's next games will be on this Thursday. They will get 3 games against Abilene, Salina South, and Liberal. And for the Blue Jays, they will have their next 5 games against Manhattan, Topeka, Emporia, Washburn Rural, and Topeka Hayden. Again, we want to thank you all for tuning in to tonight's games. And I'm Hank Corsair saying good night from Hayes High School.